When the man wakes up from his coma, he discovers something terrible. He sees 3 men holding him and his daughter tightly on the ground. Before he can react, he sees the leading priest drawing a strange black eye on his daughter's forehead. Then they forcibly lift his daughter and pry open her eyes. Then in the next second, his daughter seems to see something terrible. Her originally normal eyes mutate. Then ignoring the man's pleas, she jumps off the building without hesitation in front of him. This scene immediately devastates James. Just as he is about to rush up to avenge his daughter, a pair of familiar little hands suddenly grab him. James slowly looks down and finds that his daughter, who had jumped off the building, has come back to life. Then under his daughter's bewitchment, James becomes passionate about this act of salvation. He firmly believes that only by letting people die successfully can their souls turn into beams of light and ascend to heaven. Listening to James's explanation, Zoe immediately feels that he must be crazy because there is no so-called daughter he talks about here at all. Then she hurries to run to the top floor with Sophia, but in this environment, they can't run fast at all. Seeing that James has already caught up, Zoe quickly fights back with an antenna, but accidentally falls from the roof. Fortunately, the scaffolding below saves her life, but she also faints as a result. Seeing this, James hurries over to check on Sophia's condition, but his daughter suddenly appears again and bewitches him to take off Sophia's blindfold. Just as James is struggling with whether it is right to do this, he suddenly sees a lot of blood flowing from his daughter's forehead. Realizing that all this is an illusion, James collapses. This time, James finally overcomes his inner demons. Then he wakes up the unconscious Zoe and takes them to a safe place to explain everything. Who knew that just as James was about to take them away, the people from the Open Eyes organization had already caught up. Seeing this, James hurriedly grapples with him until he tears off the black blindfold of James. Only then do they realize that he is also an opener. For this rebellion against God's will, the woman decides to punish James and tries to dig out his eyeballs with her hands, but is pushed down from a 100-meter high building by carelessness. Then James hurries to find a car and plans to personally send the two to the military's shelter. But to get in, they must take the cable car. So James parks the car across the gate and lights a piece of cloth on the fuel tank. When the openers come after them, the car explodes just in time, and several minor characters are instantly taken care of. Then in order to buy them time, James decides to stay and block the Open Eyes organization's priest. Zoe can only pull Sophia and run wildly upwards, but there is always something following them behind. She doesn't have time to think about it at this point. After silently counting down the time for the cable car to arrive in her heart, she jumps over without hesitation. On the other side, James pulls out an iron bar and then chooses to die with the priest. Looking at the cable car gradually moving away in the sky, James makes his own salvation with his life. Soon soldiers find the 2 people in the cable car and take them to the shelter set up by the military. Here, Sophia also finds her lost weapon. Then the medical staff begins to draw blood for testing from everyone entering the shelter to check if there are any mutated openers mixed in. After injecting their blood into the bodies of white mice, the computer data shows that everything is normal. However, no one notices the animals in the other cage going into a state of frenzy at the same time.